T. Clark here with the 2017 AP Computer Science A free response question 3B. So we want to write the phrase method to find last occurrence. This method finds and returns the index of the last occurrence of a given string in the current phrase. So if a given string is not found, -1 is returned instead. So I have an example using this table. So my phrase is, a cat ate late. If I find the last occurrence of at in this phrase, I can eyeball it as this one right here, part of late. And if I count, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's the 11th index 11, so I return 11. If I find last occurrence of cat, the only cat there is right here, and it starts at 0, 1, 2. So 2 is returned. And if I find last occurrence of bat, there's no bat in this phrase, so it's -1. So I still have the same stuff from last time. I have the string current phrase I'm working with. I have the constructor, which makes it work like it's supposed to. I find nth occurrence and replace nth occurrence. And we're going to work on find last occurrence and then the toString below. So directions say you must use find nth occurrence appropriately, just like last one. So we have to use find nth occurrence. And the code you write on this page on 15 in the blank space, I have it set up in this replet to my right. So first thing I need to do is I'm going to find the first occurrence. So actually I'm going to set up my counter. So my first counter is going to be 1 because we're trying to find the first occurrence. And I'll use this C later on. So that'll be the first, then second, then third, then fourth as I go through my code. And now that I have the first counter, I can say the first index, index is going to be using that method again, find nth occurrence, and it's going to have what? Stir and a number. Stir, and instead of n, I have that C. So this finds the first occurrence because C is 1. If that is a -1, so if I find that it's not there, like if I found bat, that's it, I return -1. So that takes care of if it's not there at all. If there's no first occurrence, if it's not found in the first spot, if that's -1, that means it's not found, means there's no last occurrence either. Okay, so now I want to do as long as. So while I is valid, I greater than or equal to 0, or I could also do what, I not equal to -1, but I like using greater than's in my while loop personally. So as long as I is a valid index, as long as it's not -1, I'm going to go to the next count. So the first one, second one, third one, fourth one, so on and so forth. So I'm going to add 1, C++, to my counter. And I'm going to get the next index, basically. So I is going to be the next one. So I'm going to use that find nth occurrence again. And so the same thing, I could have copied and pasted, but you have to write it out on paper. So I might as well type it out the same way. So this will go until I is -1. And then once I is -1, I know that we found the last one. There's no more. So what I have to do is I have to go back 1. So if I find the 6th one, and I go to the next one, I find the 7th one and it's not there, I know that the 6th one is the one I want to return. So I want to return the index, so I need to find nth occurrence of stir and then C -1. So again, I start at 1, then I'm going through, I go 2, find the second one, find the third one, find the fourth one, find the fifth one, find the 6th one, find the 7th one, and if I find the 7th one is -1 or 8th one, whichever one is -1, I'll go up here and I'll say I is not greater than or equal to 0, so it'll break the loop because it's -1. That means I have to go back 1. So that's going back 1, and that's the index I want, the one that actually exists. So that's the 2017 AP Computer Science A FRQ 3B.